The first, most common mistake about Mr. Andrews, who is known for leading the expansion of the steel industry in America, is simply the pronunciation of his last name. Not Carnegie or Carnegie, but Carnegie. Carnegie was born on November 25, 1835, in Dunfermline, Scotland. Carnegie was born into a family that valued education and books very highly. Although Carnegie himself received little formal education, he took the liberty of educating himself by reading and writing and attending night school. Carnegie's father, whose name was William, was a master handloom weaver who was someone that stitched together cloth and was also a martyr for the working man's causes. But the arrival of the power loom, as well as general economic trouble in Dunfermline, left his father impoverished, thus causing the Carnegies to come to America and settle in a Scottish colony in Pittsburgh. Carnegie moved to America in 1848 at the age of 12 and worked as a bobbin boy in a cotton factory in Pittsburgh. Although earning $1.20 a week, which in today's money is $35, the young Carnegie became quote-unquote Americanized and was influenced and impressed with the way of life here. At age 14, Carnegie became a messenger in the telegraph office. In 1853, he was caught by the eye of Thomas Scott, the superintendent of the Pennsylvania Railroad Company, who made Carnegie his private secretary and telegrapher. Carnegie's career really took off from there. He became the new superintendent of the Pennsylvania Railroad Company in 1859, and in this time he made small investments in the Keystone Bridge Company, the Superior Rail Mill, the Union Rail Mills, and Pennsylvania oil fields. After receiving vast returns, Carnegie situated himself deeper into the steel industry. At the young age of 30 years old, Carnegie was making $50,000 a year, which in today's money is $1.5 million. On his many business trips, Carnegie came in contact with steelmakers and saw the demand for iron and steel in the approaching future. In 1865, he left the railroad and devoted himself to managing the Keystone Bridge Company. In 1872 to 1873, he founded Steelworks, which would soon evolve into the Carnegie Steel Company. Carnegie was a master of vertical integration, which meant that the supply chain of a company was owned by the same company, thus increasing efficiency and the money made. Carnegie died at the age of 83 on August 11, 1919, at Shadowbrook, his estate in Lenox, Massachusetts. He was buried at Sleepy Hollow Cemetery in North Tarrytown, New York. He died due to bronchopneumonia. Carnegie left quite the legacy. In comparison to modern-day billionaires, Andrew Carnegie's peak wealth reached a staggering $309 billion, whereas Bill Gates' peak only reached $136 billion. In 1911, he established the Carnegie Corporation of New York, philanthropy for investing in the long-term progress of our future dedicated to the sciences. Because of his belief for the general success of the public, he built many schools which are still here today, including Carnegie Mellon University, Carnegie Institution for Science, the Carnegie Foundation, and the Carnegie Foundation for the Advancement of Teaching. Carnegie founded more than 2,500 libraries in his lifetime, and many people benefited from his generosity. He donated a total of almost $350 million in his time, which is worth more than $9.5 billion today. But what had caused Carnegie to take part in these selfless acts of donating? In 1889, he published his famous essay, The Gospel of Wealth, which explained thoroughly the responsibilities of philanthropy by the self-made rich. The new problem of wealth inequality was handled by Carnegie telling the rich to give back to their fellow man and invest in the community rather than wealth being passed down to heirs, as well as telling the rich not to take part in irresponsible spending and self-indulgence. But was Carnegie a robber baron or maybe an American pioneer? Carnegie started off with his steel company destroying any unions that stood up to him, but he also supported workers' rights as his father had, and gave away almost all of his massive fortune to the good of his fellow mankind, earning him the title of a sharp-minded industrialist. And if you didn't pay attention at all during this trailer, just remember it's not Carnegie, but Carnegie. Thanks for watching.